Hello YouTube, Arthur here, and this is History of Mokster. And first of all, want to point that first two tracks I didn't record during History of itself because you always need to check what button you press and did you press it twice. So yeah. Anyway, we start with the first track of History of Sunset Stroll. I watched Mokster workshop for Zipkist, and this was his, I believe, second track. And yeah, I don't know why, but a lot of new authors or whoever tried to use all this RNG stuff like hammers, saws, cats, but it's doable. Again, I also finished this track during event itself, but there's no any record of it. But again, I did it faster, and yet again, I'm doing better when there is no time limit, no pressure. But again, we're back to the second track, which calls Bowling Heaven with Eris Gold, and I really enjoy playing such type of tracks or events when after of these tracks are like in a stream. This was streamed by Ronan, so you also can watch it when the event is happened. But I really enjoy to see that. I really love to hear some insights, some thoughts from Mokster, how he built these tracks, why he built some tricks. For example, here you don't need to press air like arms up. You just need to be only on like air brakes, and it's the best way to finish this track, and this has helped me a lot. But this completely don't help me in the next track, which called I Can See You, and it's all because this is a flash, and this is, I would say, it's some kind of slow ice. I don't know how to describe it differently, but it's slippery, it's hard, and for whole 5 minutes I crashed at the same place, and I just don't know. I never was able to transfer correctly, but during stream Mokster said that right after this jump it's become easier. Probably, I don't know, I didn't finish, but again, it seems easier except one moment that probably for me will be or would be the hardest one. It's the flash loop, where you need to basically do the loop, and this loop need to be like moving forward, so in a specific angle, and you can basically change it. If you change it, you will definitely lose and fell off from the track. So yeah, thanks that Mikey was playing, and I captured his second part of the run. As for the next tracks, ZSL Capricious Canyon and well, Hello, I remember this track, I played this. I don't remember did this track was used for the ZSL. Some reason I think it was, because I played definitely more than like 2-3 times. Yeah, it's smooth, it's nice. I honestly really love the layout of Mokster in most tracks, not for the flash, but for all others it's pretty doable. Some tracks are tricky, but doable, and Mokster self said that in most time he usually build tracks for some events like Showcase, VFL, Turkey, Petite Cup, yeah, and some other ideas, at least at the beginning, for example like mini Moksters. I believe there are like 9 tracks, at least in the workshop I saw 9. And the really interesting tricky moment here, except all this grassy part, is the speed after checkpoint 3. You really need to aim to this little gap, but I don't know, did I found the small cut? I don't know, did anyone else use it? Maybe Mikey, many other, but I didn't saw. But you can over jump it, and with you saw it with a nice trajectory, you just can go and it's faster. So yeah, I did this track and I'm really happy. And next track, it's Achromatic Entanglement, and if you pay attention to the timestamps for both these tracks, it's where Mokster said that he have like 10-month break from Zipkist, and the theme of this ZSL, like black and white, he said, well, it should be something nice, great, and he back here. And I have one challenge for those who didn't saw stream, because Mokster and Maki and Ronan talked about it. But can you find only one piece, except like gates and checkpoints, that are not black and white? Just wondering how attentive you are. And probably the next surface in Zipkis that I hate, it's the soap, which is quite hard, especially this track. I think there are like a really small amount of players, like maybe 10, maybe less, who finish this track. In this particular case, only Mokster. But yeah, it's one of the hardest track, at least for me, because you also always need to be precise on the transition from soap to solid surface and back, or it throw you off the track. And yeah, and the pipe, you need to be prepared for the angle like in advance. So very hard one, but really nice yellow yep track. And I believe Mokster said that this was his like a colorful chapter of his track building, and this is one of his most playable tracks out of all like events like ZSL, Cups, like Turkey and other stuff. So like just solo level, and this is one of the most playable. And you see why. It's really smooth, it's really nice. Yeah, there are some tricks on the tracks like drop down and other stuff, but overall it's very nice, very straightforward, I would say. And yeah, about tournaments, events, TOTW, Cubic Cobalt. I don't know what is TOTW means. There definitely some kind of event was, I hope, or will be. But from what I understand from conversation, Mokster, Maki and Ronan, it's the track in a cube, so you have limited space to build it, and some things on these tracks are really like harsh and hard. Well, I believe we had some kind of ZSL in some time of like 3x3x3, something like that. So yeah, nice track, we played it. I really love such ideas of the track, like with limitation, and I really love when people build really nice tracks. And as I said previously, Mokster really like create nice tracks, really approachable. Probably this is a great word for that. For the Turkey, imagine green track. And I would say for me there are several confusing moments. I still don't understand how you should approach to the finish of this track. So everything else you can do like in different way, like you can find the pass, but for the finish I try to do everything I can't. How I finish only in a state of like crushing body. I never finish this track like solid going inside like with all four wheels, for example. I always crash in some weird way, but well, at least I finish. And I believe Mokster said that this was his first Kirky track, not his favorite one, but just because this is a history, he put his first one. Again, if I made some mistakes, I hope Mokster will watch this video, like this video about him, and he will fix my mistakes. Super adventurous, and this is a series of 7 tracks, so you won't find the track Ataraxia itself. You should search for Soapster Adventures, and yeah, this is like 7 tracks with a soap in it. And first one, I hope this is the easiest one, and yeah, I find the way how to do it. But for me, if you watch on the time, I finished like just like 2-3 times, and all my attempts like finish near the finish. I crash on this like soapy ramp where you need to go up, like down and up, back on a soap and in a solid surface. I failed all my attempts there. I didn't understood. I still don't know how to do it properly. I just think I found the line and that's it. So yeah, this is a critical moment for this track. All other are pretty approachable, pretty doable, nothing really hard. And for the last track, this is Rain Biplaga, and Mokster said that this was his last track. I don't know if this was last track on when he like builds his playlist or something like that, but I played this track several times. This track from his latest ESL. It's the most freshest track, so yeah, really nice, really smooth. And at the finish of this video, I don't know what to say about Mokster. Like, it's really approachable tracks, almost all decorated, like honestly all decorated in different way, and I believe he's like really into decoration. I believe he said this during the streams that he really loved decoration, and yeah, tracks are really approachable. I can finish them. I believe most of them were finished, like the vast majority of players who was in this event, except like the trolling one or the hardest one, like the soap flash. This, you need to know the physics of Zipkist and you need to learn it, how to do it. So yeah. And Mokster said same by himself during stream, so he totally agreed. So he's really nice after if you not use some bad stuff. So yeah, as always, leave likes, comments on anything you want basically, and see you on the next video. Bye.